Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Don't leave. I got a word for you this morning. Got a word, got a word, got a word. Good morning. How y'all doing? Where y'all from? How you doing? Where are you from? What you got going on today? Good morning. Thank you for joining. Am I live? Great morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are you doing today? It's time to rise and refocus. That's what I'm talking about. How y'all doing this morning? Thank you all for being here. Madam, good morning, North Carolina. Yes, I have people in North Carolina. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. How y'all doing this morning? Happy Wednesday. I've first time here. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope that you receive a blessing today, sis. I have a word. Um, I've asked you all what you would like to discuss, and I've discussed this before, but you can never discuss this topic enough. Um, Good morning, Chris. Good morning from Be More. What's up? You can never discuss this topic enough. And it is very much needed. It's something that happens in our lives regularly. We live it, right? And it's conflict. Many of you have asked, what do I do when I'm dealing with so much conflict at home, in my life, internal conflict? And so it's so many ways that we can go. And so I'm actually thinking about doing a teaching on this, like doing a whole course on this, because conflict is a part of life. And there's so many things that I've learned throughout the years about conflict that I did not know, I didn't understand. And because of that, it kept me in conflict. And it kept me in the mindset of thinking that conflict is just something negative, but conflict does not have to be negative. And so we're just going to talk about that a little bit this morning. Hopefully you will leave with some ways to deal with the challenges that you are facing in your life, that you are facing in your relationships, in your career, with your children, whatever the situation is. And hopefully I can shift your mindset that conflict does not have to be negative. Conflict is also positive. For those of you who do not know, my name is Shirley. Thank you for being here. I am a transformational mindset coach, and I help people get to the core of their challenges, get to the core of who they are. I help to introduce them to the part of them that they have yet to know, yet to see, yet to learn about. And let's go. Philly in the house. Yes, my babe is from Philly. Pax. Good morning. So listen, like I said, one of the things that's important to understand about conflict is that it does not have to be negative. Um, the problem with conflict isn't the problem. The problem is division. That's the problem, right? Conflict is neutral. It's what we attach to conflict that is the issue. And many times when we're dealing with conflict, you can feel in your body, you know it, right? Your heart will start to race. You can feel anxiety. Your palms start to sweat. You start just sweating all over. You get nervous and jittery, and you get tense. Like your body will tell you we are in conflict. And so one of the things I was talking to God about, I was like, man, I need a tool to share with people, to share with our clients that will help them as it pertains to conflict. And one day the Holy Spirit gave me something, and it's called the pause method. The pause method, Pause. And the beautiful thing about pausing is when you pause, you let me back up. When you're in conflict, your cortisol and adrenaline goes out the roof. When you pause, you're giving your brain at least 90 seconds to calm down. You need that 90 seconds to reset and to say, okay, how am I going to move forward and what I am facing and dealing with right now? And that's where the pause method comes in. So it's PAUSNE. Now, this is the thing about the pause method. I don't expect that when I share this with you, that you will leave, you will be faced with conflict and you will be like, okay, P, let me do this. A, let me do this. U, let me do this. What I do expect is for you to get this in your spirit so that when conflict arises, you will choose 2 or 3 at least, right? Starting out, you're not going to just go to the PAUSE. This is a habit that you have to now adopt. So I don't want you to put pressure on yourself like, oh, I'm not doing it right. I only did the P, or man, I only did the U. Don't be hard on yourself, y'all. Any information that I give you, please understand you have to practice it. Just like when you work out, you might be this big or you might be this big, but you don't get to the size that you want unless you continue to work out. It's repetition, right? You finish your degree because you continually studied, right? You're doing well in your career because over time, doing the same thing over and over and over again, you learned how to be excellent at it. You learned how to be the expert in your field because of repetition. So when it comes to us emotionally and building up our emotional muscles, it takes repetition. It takes time. It takes consistency, right? So, first P, pause. Pause and pray. Pause and pray. At the onset of conflict, you know that conflict is brewing just by how you're feeling. Even before like tensions really go there, you know it's about to go down based on what you're feeling and then the energy that you're receiving from the other person. So, y'all, stop thinking you have to match energy. Stop thinking you have to prove anything. Stop thinking you have to defend yourself. Simply just sit in the moment and pause. If they're talking, let them continue to talk. But you say to yourself, I'm going to set the tone. Either how I show up is going to cause them to not be so guarded and cause them to say, okay, let me chill out because I'm getting riled up, but I see that they're calm. They're calm. Okay, let me chill. Or if they continue to get riled up, you can exit stage left. You don't have to stay in a situation that does not serve you, that is not healthy. You don't, somebody can't let them argue by themselves. You don't have to participate that. You pause and you pray. In your prayer, you simply ask God to help calm you in this moment. Give me what I need in this moment, Father God. What direction should I take? Is this a conversation that needs to be had? If so, how do I have the conversation so that I don't offend? Let me make sure I don't put someone in a position for them to feel like they now have to defend themselves. This is how you go about having healthy conflict. This is how you go about having healthy relationships. A, accountability. Accountability. Where there is potential conflict or you're actually in the midst of conflict, you need to pause and ask yourself, okay, we're arguing about X, Y, and Z. We're having a disagreement about X, Y, and Z. Where do I need to take accountability? What happens in conflict that makes it negative, because remember, conflict does not have to be negative. The only thing about conflict, the important thing to know about conflict is that conflict is neutral. It's what you attach to conflict that can make it problematic. So many times when we think about accountability, we're looking at it from the standpoint of holding them accountable. What they should be saying, what they should have done, what they should be doing. No, you have to turn that around. Let me hold myself accountable right now. How am I showing up right now? What can I do better so that we can head towards solution and not division? Y'all, let me tell you something about division. This is the thing about conflict. The reason why the enemy wants us to stay in conflict with our brothers and our sisters, spouses, when I say brothers and sisters, I'm talking about human nature. So spouses, children, all is included in that, is because it causes division. And the Bible says a house divided cannot stand. If there is division, the enemy has us. If there is division, that means we are stuck in offense. Offense is the best thing that we can be stuck in according to the enemy. Then he really got us. Think about offense. When we are in offense, now you're close to being my enemy, if not my enemy. When someone has offended me and now there's division, if somebody say your name, my body reacts. My face twists up. My fist ball up. Right? Like that's what offense does to us. If the enemy can keep us in conflict, we are divided and we are living and stuck in offense. How do we not live there? You take accountability. Don't worry about the other person taking accountability. That's not your business. It's not your problem. The only reason why it is your business is if, as you're taking the steps to move towards understanding and move towards solutions and resolutions and trying to figure this thing out and not be in negative conflict, and they are, it's your business from the standpoint of you not allowing yourself to be in that space anymore. You separate yourself from that. Other than that, don't worry about what they're doing and what they're not doing. Because when you're worried about what they're doing and what they're not doing, that means you can't be fully locked in and focused on what you are doing and what you are not doing and how you are showing up. That is the most important thing as it pertains to you and the dynamic between you and another human being. Many times we are stuck in conflict because that's not our focus. Our focus is the other person and how they are showing up. Unity. Is how I'm showing up unifying us? Period. I don't care what relationship this is. In every dynamic, in every interaction, A stranger at the grocery store who cuts in front of cuts in front of you in the line. Somebody who cuts you off on the road. Is how I'm showing up, unifying us overtly or covertly. Period. How do you want to show up in the world? Is how I'm showing up tearing us down? When I was sticking my middle finger up and cussing at the guy who was sticking his middle finger up and cussing at me in traffic, there was nothing unifying about that. There was nothing unifying about that. All I was doing was tearing down. I was tearing another human being down through my energy, through my actions. I was tearing my own spirit down. I was tearing Shirley down through that type of behavior. Everything we want to do, y'all, it should be to unify. It should be to bring peace, to bring unity, to bring love. Even in conflict that could be negative or that is negative. How am I not going to add to negative conflict? S. This is my, I want to say my favorite one, but this one is just so sacrifice. Sacrifice, y'all. What do you need to sacrifice when you are about to head into conflict? There are dynamics, there are emotional dynamics going on. You are feeling a certain way. Many times those feelings are attached to our wounds, right? And so we want to automatically get on the defense. We want to protect ourselves. We want to put that wall up, and we want to let you know that you're not about to get away with this. You're not about to talk to me this way. You're not about to treat me this way. What do you need to sacrifice? Do you need to sacrifice that ego? Do you need to sacrifice getting defensive? Do you need to sacrifice putting up that wall, being mean, being disrespectful, getting angry, calling names, lashing out, shutting down? Many people think that shutting down is good because I'm just being quiet. There's a difference in wisdom being quiet and shutting down. Shutting down is punishment. It is emotional immaturity. It is you punishing the person. When you're being quiet because it's not serving, there are steps that happens before that. It's like you make the introduction to the shutdown. It's like, you know what? This is not working, and so I'm going to remove myself from the situation. When you're ready to talk, I am more than happy to discuss this. But it's not going to happen like this. We're not hearing each other. Right? That's a mature shutdown. But just to shut down the attitude, the hands folded, the start scrolling, start paying attention to other stuff, walking away, putting your hand up. uh, What do you need to sacrifice so that the conflict can be a healthy process? Because if you sacrifice the ego, if you sacrifice the meanness, whatever it is, imagine the other person being in their shoes and not having to face a mean individual. not having to face a person cussing them out and calling them out of their name. What energy do you want to give so that 9 times out of 10 you will receive? You cuss somebody out, 9 times out of 10 they're going to cuss you out, especially if they are not mature enough. Takes a lot of maturity for somebody to offend you and for you not to take it personal and not to respond from a personal place. Think about it. I need you to think about this, y'all. Like, man, what is it that I need to sacrifice? Why do I get so offended? What is it triggering in me when somebody does something to me or says something to me? And that's actually a question to ask yourself the next time you get offended. Instead of just reacting, just pause in your spirit. They're probably still talking. So you just don't say anything and ask yourself, what is it that I'm feeling right now? What are they touching in me right now? What wound is being affected right now? You can talk yourself through this thing so that you can then say, "Oh, okay. This is what they're touching, that insecurity wound. They're touching that wound when I was being yelled at as a kid over and over my whole life. I got yelled at and they're yelling at me, and I don't play about people like you not gonna yell at me. They're touching that wound. So in that moment, you could say, them yelling at me has more to do with them and their character and where they are. It has nothing to do with me. I don't need to react in kind. I can sacrifice that. It's not going to hurt me to sacrifice me yelling back at them. It's just not. It's not going to hurt me to sacrifice me cussing them out. I can sacrifice that. I don't need to do that. Why am I going to make that a part of? Because that's not how I want to show up. That's not who I am, right? I don't know if some of you may be new here, but one of the things I talk about are the principles that guide your life. So when you have that firm foundation, which are the principles, then you're not going to cuss somebody out because that's not how you want to show up. How do you want to show up? Right? When I have these principles, then I know, okay, Shirley, yeah, this is how they wilding out. I don't gotta wild out. That don't have to be me. And and even though I may feel a certain way, I need y'all to hear me. Will you feel a certain way? Yes, absolutely. Right? Because listen, I hear it all the time. Coach, I'm human. What you expect me to do? I expect you to act like a mature human. That's what I expect you to do. I expect you to make a decision in real time. That's what I expect you to do. How do you do that? That takes repetition. Right? It's so funny because I remember when I was praying to God for patience with my boys, right? I had my boys back to back. They're 16 months apart. So the rambunctiousness was like on 100, right? The energy was the same with them. It wasn't like I had a little baby and then a toddler. No, they're both toddlers. So it was a lot of energy. And so I would find myself getting impatient, frustrated, yelling. And I was like, man, God, I need you to help me. Like, I do not want to be yelling at my babies. Like, I want to be patient with them. And so you know what happened? It seemed like they were even more, like their energy was even crazier. And I'm like, what the heck? And the Holy Spirit told me the only way you are going to strengthen that muscle is for that muscle to be challenged. That's it. I'm not going to learn patience if I'm not put in a situation where I then have to display patience. It's not going to happen. So funny, we have clients and they're like, "Oh, everything is great. We didn't argue or we didn't I didn't cuss them out this week and what all the things." And then when we go through and have conversations, they weren't challenged in that area. That's why you didn't do it. And then the next week they come back, everything blew up. Why? Because you were challenged. So when you're challenged, now you have to work from the conscious mind. Y'all, let me say this. I have the E, but I'm going to say this. The subconscious mind cannot overrule the conscious mind. The problem is we think it can subconsciously because it is our dominant mind. Subconscious mind is our dominant mind. We operate 95 to 98% out of our subconscious mind. It's the conscious mind that we operate out of the least, but that overpowers the subconscious. The conscious mind is ruled by words. The subconscious visions and feelings. It's visual and feelings. And that's where we operate. So when we talk about being intentional, you have to now go to the most powerful part of yourself that is used the least, and that is your conscious mind. That's why it is so challenging for habits to be formed, to break old habits and to bring in new habits, because we operate from the feeling place, which is our subconscious, which is our dominant mind. You have to be intentional. If you're going to use the pause method, you have to be intentional. If you're not going to operate from a triggered place, you have to operate from your conscious mind. That's you being intentional. You have to speak the words. You have to say, this is not happening. I do not stand with being someone who is angry. I do not agree with that. You have to keep telling yourself that. The conscious mind has to hear that. You have to speak that. You have to. E, excellence, is how I'm operating as a human being in excellence. Would God be pleased with this? Because listen, when nobody else is watching, God is watching. Are you operating in excellence? Are you dealing with another human being from the most excellent part of your being? Are you giving your absolute best with how you are showing up? Yes, y'all, even in conflict. Even in conflict, you can show up in excellence. You can leave that interaction being pleased with how you showed up. You may not be pleased with the outcome, but that's okay because you showed up in excellence. You showed up in a way where you can look in the mirror and be like, you did that, boo. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You didn't allow yourself to get offended. You didn't match that negative energy. When they started falsely accusing you, you didn't feed into that. You didn't do no name call, none of that. You showed up in excellence. P-A-U-S-E. Pause and pray, accountability, unity, sacrifice, and excellence. For those of you who did not hear the you weren't here from the beginning, please go to our YouTube, My Marriage is Dope podcast, to listen to the replay. It is powerful. It is needed. This will help you in how to deal with conflict, how to operate in conflict. It will help you to understand that conflict does not have to be something negative. Conflict can absolutely be positive. It is what you attach to conflict that will determine, will this divide us, or will I move towards solution? You see, I didn't say, will this divide us or will this unify us? Why? Because you have no control over the other person. But you can make a difference on whether it will divide you, or if you just operated in excellence and everything you did was leaning towards a solution. That's the power that you have. That is the power that you have. Marcus, listen, my husband told me I should have known. I did not connect the dots. My husband was like, babe, that's that couple that you be talking to me about. Marcus and Darius, a beautiful couple. I call them our super supporters. They are our super supporters. We love them. They are so amazing. They have supported us since, from, I don't know, the beginning. And just love on us and pour into us. And we have been blessed to help them in their marriage. And they are just such amazing examples of people who absolutely are devoted to their marriage. They are not, and honestly, I really want to shout y'all out, because this is what we need. We need people who are not devoted to their emotions, but they're devoted to the covenant that they made. And Marcus and his beautiful wife are so devoted to their marriage. They are devoted to one another, to their covenant. They are not locked in with their feelings and being hurt. They are just so solution oriented, and they're like, yo, Miss Shirley, this is what's happening. Like, what's your advice? How do we move forward? What do we do? And they have taken the tools that I have given them and ran with it, and they have such an amazing union. And I'm saying that to say, because people, you all don't know them, but those of you who know Shannon and I, you all will say, man, how do we get like what y'all have? Y'all look at us and y'all, please don't put us on no pedestal. We still bumping heads. We haven't arrived. We just understand how to be better. That's it. We understand the tools that it takes. And most times we use the tools, but guess what? Sometimes we don't. So the bottom line, whatever you see that we have or other people out there in the world have, because everybody's looking at social media and you're seeing what you think people are, you can be that. Put in the work. That's why I come here on Wednesday mornings, to give you tools to have healthy relationships, to understand what healthy looks like. And that sounds like, I understand what healthy looks like. Many of us understand what healthy looks like, but so many of us don't. And we think we're operating healthy, right? Just the fact that I said conflict can be healthy. Many of you did not know that. I can tell you, I've talked to thousands of people. When you think of conflict, people automatically get tense. They think it's something negative. It doesn't have to be. So I hope that I blessed you all this morning. I want you all to go back, and even those of you who caught this from the beginning, go back and look at the replay. Go back and look at those of you over on TikTok. If you have questions, you have to go to YouTube. I'm only able to answer the questions from YouTube. So please go over to YouTube. My Marriage is Dope podcast. If you have questions, I'm about to close. If you guys have any questions, what'd you say, babe? Oh, yes, y'all, we have an event. We have an event. We have the event. We have the date. It is April 25th. Go to our Instagram. You will see we posted the event. April 25th. Save the date here in Atlanta. It's gonna be so bomb. Go watch. We put the reel out for it. Our Instagram is Marriage Inc. Marriage Inc. Our Instagram, so you can go, you can see it. Save the date, and we will come out with the link soon for you to register, to get your ticket, to be in the room, y'all. And it's a fun event. We're gonna have fun. Of course, we're gonna drop some nuggets on you all. You will be able to talk to us. You will be able to ask us some questions. If you need some guidance in some way, we will be right there, lockstep with you, sharing with you, talking with you, helping you, and having fun, eating and drinking and just good company and camaraderie. Please join us April 25th. It is our late night date night. Our late night date night. We're excited about it. And it's going to be at a bomb place. It is new. It's actually not just a new place in Atlanta. It's new to the world. They just came out last year. It's called F1. It's crazy. It's crazy. Shannon and I went there, and it's going to be bomb, y'all. It's going to be bomb. Marcus, I know who you are, brother. Darius, hello, baby girl. Daria. Good morning and thanks for sharing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. If you missed it, please go to the replay, My Marriage is Dope podcast on YouTube. This is the first time we didn't have questions, babe. This is the first time. I must have been very clear. Y'all understood the assignment this morning, huh? I appreciate you all for being here. See you all next week. Please rise and refocus. Change your mindset. Change how you see conflict. Go back and listen to the replay so that you can truly understand the pause method. When you use this pause method in conflict, it will save you so much grief and heartache. It will. Y'all be blessed. I appreciate you for being here. You could be anywhere, but you were here with me. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.